If we don't believe in freedom of expression for people we despise, we don't believe in it at all. The whole educational and professional training system is a very elaborate filter, which just weeds out people who are too independent, and who think for themselves, and who don't know how to be submissive, and so on, because they're dysfunctional to the institutions. The smart way to keep people passive and obedient is to strictly limit the spectrum of acceptable opinion, but allow a very lively debate within that spectrum. All over the place, from the popular culture to the propaganda system, there is constant pressure to make people feel that they are helpless, that the only role they can have is to ratify decisions and to consume. If you assume that there is no hope, you guarantee that there will be no hope. If you assume that there is an instinct for freedom, that there are opportunities to change things, then there is a possibility that you can contribute to making a better world. The more you can increase fear of drugs, crime, welfare mothers, immigrants and aliens, the more you control all of the people. That is what I have always understood to be the essence of anarchism, the conviction that the burden of proof has to be placed on authority, and that it should be dismantled if that burden cannot be met. It is quite possible, overwhelmingly probable, one might guess, that we will always learn more about human life and personality from novels than from scientific psychology. Neoliberal democracy. Instead of citizens, it produces consumers. Instead of communities, it produces shopping malls. The net result is an atomized society of disengaged individuals who feel demoralized and socially powerless. Science is a bit like the joke about the drunk who is looking under a lamppost for a key that he has lost on the other side of the street, because that's where the light is. It has no other choice. It's ridiculous to talk about freedom in a society dominated by huge corporations. What kind of freedom is there inside a corporation? They're totalitarian institutions. You take orders from above and maybe give them to people below you. There's about as much freedom as under Stalin. Goebbels was in favor of free speech for views he liked. So was Stalin. If you're really in favor of free speech, then you're in favor of freedom of speech for precisely the views you despise. Otherwise, you're not in favor of free speech. The beauty of our system is that it isolates everybody. Each person is sitting alone in front of the tube, you know. It's very hard to have ideas or thoughts under those circumstances. You can't fight the world alone. We shouldn't be looking for heroes, we should be looking for good ideas. Propaganda is to a democracy what the bludgeon is to a totalitarian state.